Hi folks, it is New Book Tuesday, and today we're going to be kicking off and telling you all about the books that got released August 17th today. Hi folks, welcome back. My name is She-fra, but I do go by Wicklow for this channel, and we're going to be talking about all of the new books that got released today, some which I have read, which you will see a little star beside, and some that I really want to read, and which will be added to my TBR list, so they will have this little icon. So we usually start with middle grade, but I actually wasn't able to find any middle grade that got released today. I feel like that's probably wrong and I missed something. So if you know of any middle grade that I missed today, you can comment below and let me know. I'd love to know because I always want to keep on top of middle grade books because some of them are really good. But today we're actually going to be starting with our teen YA section. So the first book that we're going to be talking about is Me Moth, and it is a debut novel. It is a contemporary paranormal mental health fantasy book, and the cover is really pretty. Like, I love covers like that. And from the cover alone, I actually thought this was a completely different story until I read the synopsis, and I was like, ooh, this might be added to my TBR. The synopsis I didn't fully read, so we're going to have to read it first. So, it follows Moth. Moth has lost her family in an accident. Though she lives with her aunt, she feels alone and uprooted, until she meets Annie, a boy who is also searching for his roots. If he knows more about where he comes from, maybe he'll be able to understand his ongoing depression. And if Moth can help him feel grounded, then perhaps she too will discover the history she carries in her bones. Moth and Annie take a road trip that has them chasing ghosts and searching for ancestors. The way each moves forward is surprising, powerful, and unforgettable. Here is an exquisite and uplifting novel about identity, first love, and the ways our memories and our roots steer us through the universe. I think that's going to be added to my TBR because that seems really sweet. So the next book we're going to be talking about is Raybearer, it is an LGBTQ plus fantasy sci-fi romance book, and I loved it. I loved that book so much. It was, as soon as I saw that it was in store, I was like putting my name on it because I have the first book. I need the second one to make it pretty. But for the synopsis, for the first time, an Empress Redemptor sits on the throne. To please the sinister spirits of the dead, she must now appoint a council of her own. Coming into her full power as a Raybearer, she must descend into the underworld, a sacrifice to end all future atrocities. She is determined to survive, or at least that's what she tells her increasingly distant circle of friends. Months into her shaky reign as Empress, child spirits haunt her, demanding that she pay for past sins of the Empire. With the lives of her loved ones on the line, assassination attempts from unknown quarters, and a handsome new stranger she can't quite trust, she fears the pressure may consume her. But in this final to the Raybearer trilogy, she must learn whether to die for justice or to live for it. This book literally was amazing. The first book was amazing, and this already sounds like it's going to be another 5 stars because a lot happened in the first book. Like, there was a lot of for backstory and a lot of things happened here. There was like a trigger warning for that one. I don't know if there's going to be a trigger warning for this one. I'm going to put one there just in case because she might like think back to like the other trigger, like things that happened that were trigger warnings. But this was such a good world and such amazing like mythology that was inspired by it, and it was LGBTQ plus. The third book that we're going to be talking about for the teen section is The Endless Skies. This book is a romance fantasy supernatural book, and I didn't actually think this was teen because the cover, again, like, you shouldn't judge books by their covers, but like I was like, oh, is this fantasy? This seems like fantasy. It looks really pretty and everything, and oh no, I just got a glimpse of the synopsis. So TikTok's really like into like monster romance right now, and I'm not saying anything bad because I literally want to read that Milk one that everybody was on about, which is a Minotaur, because I'm like, everybody's like, I love it, it was amazing. I'm like, I'm really curious and I really want to read it. So there is no shame in this house because I'm fully with you on that. But it says lion shapeshifters, and I'm like, we're just full on to like the shapeshifters and like half human, half monster kind of things right now. And this is obviously a teen book, so this is not gonna have like spice and everything, but that just makes me laugh because that's all I see on my For You page right now. Is like book recommendations and then like smut recommendations. On that note, let's read, no. On another note, let's read the synopsis. High above the sea floats the city of Helena, home to winged lion-shaped shifters and protected from the world of humans by an elite group of warriors. This place has only known peace. After years of brutal training, 17-year-old Rowan is ready to prove her loyalty to the city and her people to become one of the legendary warriors. But before Rowan can take the oath, a deadly disease strikes the city's children. No. Soon the warriors, including two of Ronan's closest friends, are sent on a dangerous mission to find a fabled pancreas deep within enemy lands. I did not say that right, but we're gonna just go by it. Left behind, Ronan learns a devastating truth that could compromise the mission and the fate of the city itself. She must make a decision: stay with the city and become a warrior like she's always dreamed, or risk her future in an attempt to save everyone she loves. Okay, obviously you save everyone you love. It's fine. You're gonna be rewarded. You better be rewarded. That's gonna be real. I think this is going to be added to the TBR because that kind of like, that sounds good. Even though I was like joking about other things, that sounds really good. It was nothing against this book. I was just like, this is funny. The next book we're going to be talking about is Phantom Hearts. Already from the cover, you know that it's a Phantom of the Opera inspired retelling. And after literally just finishing, I think the last video had another one that was inspired, but like I also just finished Sing Me Forgotten, and that was so good. That book, I was halfway done and then like halfway through it like months ago, but then like I got distracted by other books. It wasn't because it wasn't good, I just got like distracted because I was like, oh shoot, this book is due in like a day, I need to hurry. So I put that to the side and I've just finished and I'm like, I love this book so much. I just love Phantom of the Opera. That was the first musical I ever did, so that's ingrained in me. But Phantom Hearts is considered a horror, fantasy, romance, Russian historical fiction, because the thing is set in Rome? Did I say Russian or Roman? I meant to say a Russian history. If I said Roman, ignore that. Russian is not the same as Roman. It's Russian. It's literally Black Widow Russian. Oh my god. Can you just ignore me, please? We're gonna do the synopsis. So, 17-year-old Stephanie doesn't believe in ghosts or spirits, despite her 6-year-old sister Charlie insisting on a masked figure is hiding in her closet. Oh no, that's creepy. No. And the rumors at school, Stephanie isn't convinced her father's latest renovation project, a crumbling Victorian mansion houses the soul of a monster. So when a very charming and paranormal obsessed Lucas takes an interest in both Stephanie and her notorious home, the supernatural romantic activity escalates to an all-time high. And that doesn't take into account the dashing British accent 18-year-old boy Eric. Nope, run. Who's taken up residency in Stephanie's nightly dreams, a boy who may have something to do with the man in the mask and the strange occurrence taking place. No! Oh, yeah, this is why I'm getting creepy vibes. Somebody was just like, a steamy YA romance with Twilight vibes. No. Okay, first of all, it already crosses the line because the little sister says that he is in her closet. And I'm just like, no. It would be really bad if it was in Stephanie's closet, but this is in a child's closet? No. I'm gonna read it and hope to God that they drop kick Eric out the door. Because adding to BR, obviously I love Phantom of the Opera, so I'm gonna read it. I already don't like Eric. I don't give a shit if he is super sweet. That's just creepy vibes and I don't like it. No. The next book we're going to be talking about is Cassandra. I haven't read the first one because this is a sequel, and I'm really intrigued by it, but I haven't ever read the first book. It's an LGBTQ plus fantasy romance, which marks all of the boxes for me. It's great. But the fact that I see this is synopsis for this book is super tiny makes me think I have to dig deeper because I don't know what this is about. Literally synopsis is: the follow-up, Romania continues to weave Argentinian folklore and real-world issues into a haunting, fantastical, and romantic story that will reunite readers with her friends as they continue to fight for a better future. And I'm like, this gives me nothing. I guess I'm gonna add it to the TBR because, like, I'm intrigued. I want to read the first one. I want to know what it's about. I have no idea what either of them is about. Just like, but I really like gothic retellings or like fairy tale kind of inspired retellings or like vibes. This might give this, so yeah, TBR. The next book we're going to be talking about is Asphalt Legacy, which is sci-fi, mystery, fantasy. I'm going to be real right now. I hated the I Am number 4 series. Like, I hated it. So I already don't think I'm going to like this, and this is not getting added to my TBR. So it's like, besides my feelings, let me read you the synopsis. We have waited generations for you. Sid Chambers knows that there is life on other planets because he's descended from it. His father was from a distant world called Denze and has been missing, presumed dead, for years. When Sid discovers a device his father left behind that shows not only that he is alive, but where he is, Sid must set out on a mission of his own, but along the way he discovers a deadly, unbearable secret that could destroy Denze, Earth, and the universe. I know I said that wrong, but I really don't care. I just want it over with this. I don't like that book. That's my feelings on that. Now we're going to be moving on to the fiction, fantasy, sci-fi, romance section. We're going to actually be starting off with the romance one because we have about 2 books in that category. The first one we're going to be talking about is Battle Royale, and it is romance, contemporary, food? Yes, food, because it's a food one. This follows like 2 bakers, and the synopsis is super long, and I read it, so I'm literally going to summarize it because that is super long. So, about 4 years ago, Sylvia entered into a baking contest, and she was a crowd favorite except for one judge, whose name is Dominic, and unfortunately, one of her cakes went sideways, and he used that opportunity to boot her right off. But because she was so, even though she didn't win, because she was so popular and loved, she actually got like fame and like so much like media attention, and she was able to build a name for herself. Dominic, the judge, actually is the king's favorite bakery chef, and he is always hardworking, talented. He doesn't like the whimsical kind of baking. He's just like, this is traditional, this is like set goals, all of that stuff. That's why he didn't like Sylvie. But now they're gonna have to compete against each other because the princess is getting married and she loves Sylvie's bakery stuff, but the king wants Dominic to bake the cake. So the princess and king come to the conclusion that both bakers are going to bake off, and the best cake that is going to win. So it's got like all of that you're my enemy vibes. So I'm very intrigued and I kind of want to read it. Add it to BR though. The next book is The Dating Playbook, which is the second book in the Boyfriend Project series. I actually want to read both of these books, so instantly getting added to TBR because the Boyfriend Project alone made me want to read it, and I've heard really good things about the author, so I trust people. But this book is considered sports, romance, contemporary, and it's got diversity as well because the 2 main leads are Black. But the synopsis follows. When a personal trainer agrees to fake date her client, all rules are out the window in this delightful romantic comedy. When it comes to personal training, Taylor kicks serious butt. Unfortunately, her bills are piling up. Can relate. Rent is due and the money situation is dire. Taylor needs more than the support of her new best friends. She needs a miracle. And Jamar might be it. The oh-so-fine former footballer wants back into the NFL, and he wants Taylor to train him. There's one catch. No one can know that what they're doing. But when they accidentally outed as a couple, Taylor's game plan is turned completely upside down. Is Jamar just playing to win, or is he playing for keeps? Yes! I already like this a lot, and I'm super excited to read it because, oh, I just like it. And also the cover's so cute. The next book is going to be actually in our fiction category. Fiction kind of considered thriller, but I'm putting it down for fiction. It is Velvet Was the Night, and it is a mystery thriller book, and it's set in the 1970s in Mexico City. That's what I know. So like I wouldn't know if it's considered historical fiction or if it's like that. So not gonna put that there. We're just gonna see it. We're just gonna note that though. So the synopsis is 1970s Mexico City. Mate is a secretary who lives for one thing, the latest issue of Secret Moments. When students' protests and political unrest consumes the city, Mate escapes into stories of passion and danger. Her next-door neighbor, a beautiful art student, seems to live a life of intrigue and romance that she envies. When she disappears under suspicious circumstances, Mate finds herself searching for the missing woman and journeying deeper into her secret life. Meanwhile, someone is looking for the missing woman, a shadowy figure who commands goon squads dedicated to squashing political activists. Elvis is an eccentric criminal who longs to escape his own life. He loves violence and loves old movies and rock and roll. But as Elvis searches for the missing woman, he comes to observe Mate from a distance and grows more and more obsessed with this woman who shares his love of music and the unspoken loneliness of the heart. Now as Mate and Elvis come closer to discovering the truth behind this missing woman, they can no longer escape the danger that threatens to consume their lives, with hitmen and government agents and Russian spies all aiding to protect her secret at gunpoint. Okay. I kind of am interested in this. I think I'm going to add it to my TBR, and I know we have an arc of it in my staff room. Somebody's reading it right now, so like I can probably borrow it after. This sounds really intriguing. And that is it for today. Thank you for joining me for another New Book Tuesday. I hope you find some books that you were interested in or some that you already read and you've loved to pieces. If you like this video, you can subscribe, you can comment below, you can do whatever. I'm always going to be here. Thank you for joining me. It has been Wicklow. Have a good day.